YouTube और हमारे साथ हमारे हैदराबाद के वर्ल्ड फेमस जानी मानी हस्ती मिस्टर श्रीराम कसरनी sitting right here beside me, and those of you all who don't know him, please Venom Performance India अगर आपको नहीं मालूम है और आप कार सीन में है बोल तो after the life is waste. So please first of all without further ado go ahead, follow me, follow him, follow the page, follow everyone. उसके बाद वीडियो कंटिन्यू करो. So today's topic is going to be a little bit informative. We'll try to make it informative. बीच-बीच में लौटपना भी रहता. And the most commonly asked or confused aspect of tuning: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, 5, 6, stage infinity.
तो बीच में प्लस भी आता है.
हाँ, प्लस माइनस भी आता. प्लस माइनस डिवाइडेड बाय परसेंटेज हैशटैग. So we are going to clear that out for you, and Sri Ramanna is here with me today so that he is the one who's actually into tuning. पूरा टेबल है वो लोगों की पूरी मदर सिस्टर करने वाले भैया ही से टेबल्स अंटे नॉट दोस टेबल्स. वी टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट AFR फ्यू टेबल्स टर्बो रेशियोज एंड ऑल. वो पूरा डिटेल का वीडियो बाद में बनेंगे. सो आज श्री रामन्ना का फर्स्ट टाइम कैमरा डेब्यू है, तो फर्स्ट टाइम स्टार है हमारे. ही इज वर्क प्रीवियसली इन पुष्पा, बट उतना बड़ा रोल नहीं था वो, यू नो लीड रोल था मगर उतना वो नहीं था, बट स्टिल एनी हाउस. लेट्स बिगिन. मेरा बकवा तो अपना सुनते रहते, अब हमारे अन्ना की बारी है, तो विल बिगिन बाय आस्किंग अन्ना ऑल द क्वेश्चंस. अन्ना, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट्स क्लैरिफाई व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ अ स्टेज 1 व्हीकल. यानी एक फलाना ढिमकाना बंदे लागे भाई अब भी स्टेज 1 मार के लाया बोलते. व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन एंड व्हाट इज बेसिकली व्हाट इज स्टेज 1?
Stage 1 in a simple term, you keeping your hardware stock as factory, tuning it to a maximum potential. That is using your stock hardware.
So basically removing the restrictions or the safety parameters.
Not like safety. Every manufacturer gives you a room. Just that car is not made for a Zohair, not made for some X or something. It had a lot of room left. Usually that is more prominent in Germans. That is why people tuning field pay too many Germans.
So the gains are the maximum when it comes to Germans, because they leave a lot of margin, safety margin, or whatever.
Because they're available in multiple countries with multiple temperatures, multiple altitudes.
So they make a tune in such a way that the car is
it works everywhere without having a reliability concern. So in a custom tune, a car in particular in Mumbai will be faster than a car in Hyderabad. It's always the altitude and density matters. That's what we call sea level. Sea level pe your turbos are actually going to spool a lot better than even when you're at higher altitude. So stage 1 is simply nothing but using your stock hardware from the factory, maximum the potential with whatever you have.
And a lot of people again ask if we can put hardware on stage 1. Stage 1 plus is a myth. That's what I know.
So stage 1 is simple. Few tuners which I have seen or spoke to, they are simply flashing stage 2, which are little more aggressive settings over a stage 1 on a stock hardware. That's what people call it a stage 1 plus, which usually means.
Is that advisable according to you?
Yeah, but that has little cons as well. Customer has to be little
extra careful.
Yeah, so your EGTs are going to shoot up.
Your exhaust gas temperatures.
Yes. Your exhaust gas temperatures are going to shoot up because of your restriction. That is why we are going to decat it, because you have no restriction. So on whatever we do, we keep the EGT, all the safeties in place. Once your EGT hits 950 or 1000, it's going to drop to certain level. You're going to have a power loss to make it reliable and safe. So once you disable all the safeties, it's never going to drop any performance.
But then that comes with, you have to be very careful with how.
That's where you see turbos giving up, very soon.
So if you learn
boys get a stage 1 and full rip on, my car is going 224, okay, there will be full blasting 224 for another 10 kilometers. Boom. That's what.
Okay, so basically if you don't want to change your hardware, you're good with the stock replacement air filter. डाल सकते कुछ होता नहीं, मगर आप स्टेज 1 पे मैं एग्जॉस्ट काट दूंगा ये कर दूंगा नहीं. स्टेज 1 इज बेसिकली अगर आप बिना बोले घर की कोई गाड़ी खामोश लेके जाके ट्यून करा के रख देना चाह रहे, go for stage 1.
Yeah. So we simply call stage 1 street and stage 1 aggressive.
Stage 1 street.
So stage 1 aggressive comes only when on the particular requirement from the customer, not as a normal tune.
So it's basically थोड़ा यानी हैप्पी मैरिड लाइफ में बोलोगे तो थोड़ी सी खुशी डाल रहे हैं आप बेसिकली.
So we always suggest going for a decat, and diesels pay EGR more. So EGRs are very prominent to failure after lakh kilometers.
EGRs and diesels.
Yeah,
basically.
EGRs and diesels.
So yeah, petrol and diesel tuning is उतनी भी different नहीं है, but
No,
diesel
they're quite a lot of different.
Quite a lot.
So petrols are very sensitive. That is why you see petrols may miss tires, no power loss, all of a sudden EPCs. Diesels may, the vacuum will always cause something, power loss in between, blank spots, or is having too much of black smoke. It's too much. A little smoke is okay. That's where you push with the injection on diesels. So too much smoke, yeah, it's something.
EGR is basically your exhaust gas recirculation system which comes in diesel cars. Most of them disable it in stage 2, some in stage 1.
People ask few questions to me. I heard from customers is like, if it is safe, why do you think a VW won't give me that power figures from factory, or some X company won't give me that power figures from factory? So Mr. X, that car is not made for Mr. X, not made for Mr. X driving on ORA, not made for Mr. X driving on CB. So it should be, it should survive everyone, and fuel efficiency, your different temperatures, different altitudes, maxing out. So the person whoever being on a higher altitude, maxing out too much will always cause some sort of damage to the turbo because of overspinning. Too much technical expense.
Technical aspects पे अपने को एक और वीडियो करना पड़ेगा पूरा detailed tuning पे. So now moving on to what most people in the tuning scene in the car culture, 80% of the cars which get tuned, they get stage 2 tunes and stage 2 plus minus छोड़ दो वो. That is non-existent.
We simply call it as stage 1, stage 2, stage
3. Stage 3 plus वो आगे. So yeah, stage 1 हो गया. Stage 2, which most of the people, even my Laura, my Super, both the cars are stage 2. A lot of the cars you see in my Instagram stories, 90% of them are stage 2, very few stage 3. So stage 2 is what most people go for, and yeah, without further ado, Anna, what when someone goes, भाई जबरदस्त stage 2 tune करा के लाया, पड़ बोल के आती गाड़ी. What is stage 2 tune basically?
Stage 2 is simply having a full exhaust in an intake, which is compulsory, and add-on is.
And by full exhaust you mean the catalytic converter also has to be
compulsory.
Down
That's the difference. What makes from stage 1 to stage 2? Removing a restriction in the exhaust, which makes it spool better. It can breathe better, even it can excel better. Simple. So on a stage 2, IC, it is an optional.
Intercooler.
Yes, it's an optional, but having an IC is definitely a better.
So aftermarket intercoolers will help you with cooling the air, which is extra air going into the turbo.
Definitely. No discussion on it. Yes. So ICs will make a difference on a multiple pulls. So first pull maybe it's similar, but the second, third, fourth will make a difference. A car with IC and without IC. So you're going to drop your performance because of the higher IITs.
Intake air temperatures.
Hot air will have less oxygen. Cold air will have.
Obviously, hot air is
cold is thicker.
Cold air is thicker.
Yes. So that matters.
So between stage 1 and stage 2, generally power gains. What do we look for? For example, if a car is pushing 190 HP on stage 1,
it again depends on the turbo and depends on the engine.
Roughly.
So you say roughly another 10%.
10 to 20%.
Depends on the car. If you go for an RS, so stage 1 will gain, say 50 HP. Stage 2 will gain an 80 HP. So there is a 30 HP over a stage 1.
And advantages of stage 2 over stage 1?
So stage 1 I always prefer to the customers whoever wants to keep their car daily and the only car, daily commute and the family commute. So stage 2 can be uncomfortable sometimes. Few exhaust, even with the decat, it can be louder with the stock tanker. Few are okay. So in that case, I always suggest stage 1 for the people who are settling with a single car, using for everyday use and with the family. So stage 2 is something who is in need of more power, who wants to go faster, and who wants to have that extra conks. the pops.
I'll share some few of my 2 cents from what I've learned with the 1 year I've spent in the tuning community and the car community. What I have experienced is most people say stage 2, especially after stage 2 or after tuning, अरे वाह tune डालते ही ये सतारा वो सतारा. So what I feel is, again this is more of like a disclaimer. If you're planning to tune your car, you're basically manufacturer जो safety के लिए या for whatsoever reasons restrictions रखा है या they've left that safety margin, it can go more but it does not. The plus side to that is if your some component, say whether your water pump is supposed to fail, hallo weak हो गया आपने, if it's supposed to last you around another 5,000 kilometers, आप tune डालते 1000 किलोमीटर में blast हो रहा है.
I have seen people who are calling me, bro, you tuned my car and my water pump failed. Yeah. It's like,
So exactly, so especially when it comes to project.
And I'm lucky someone didn't call me, bro, you tuned my car and my tire got punctured. At least, I'm happy for that. So, yeah.
So most of the project cars which you buy, which all of us buy, students होंगे या whatever it is, project car generally used में ही उठाते unless you are. So if you're picking up a used car, it's going to be at least 5 years old, 10 years old. So tune से पहले आप गाड़ी खरीदते कि मैं जाके tune डाला लूँगा, exhaust डाला लूँगा, नहीं. The first thing you're supposed to do, get it mechanically, electrically, all the rubber parts, everything, पूरा इंस्पेक्ट करके हर चीज़ टिप एंड टॉप करके उसके बाद आप ट्यून डालो. उसके बाद भी अगर आपको कुछ चीज़ें ऊपर नीचे हो रही, यू हैव टू रिप्लेस. दैट्स पार्ट ऑफ अ बिल्ड. People think it's as simple as गए गाड़ी खरीदे ट्यून करा लिए केस क्लोज. No.
Having a car mechanically so stable makes it more.
And especially in stage 2, it's just like jailbreaking an iPhone or unlocking, rooting an Android device. Those of you in the cell phone community. So basically you can do everything. आप RPM भी unlock कर ले सकते हैं आप सब. What you do with it? अब आप continuous 8000 RPM पे चमचा पकड़ के रखूँगा, मैं ORR पे जाके खाली दे दनका दूँगा, कूलेंट लेवल मेंटेन नहीं करूँगा, उसके बाद गाड़ी बगैर में मिल गई तो हमारे पास आ गया.
No. There is always a way when it blows up in such situations. Call up your tuner, bro. You tune my car, it's blow.
Then at least we can give you a diagnosis. ठीक तो नहीं कर सकेंगे मगर दिलासा तो दे सकेंगे.
No, they call up a tuner, bro. You tuned it, and my engine is gone. Okay.
So most of us are running stage 2, and then stage 2 में there are lots of add-ons.
Yeah.
Pops, bangs,
So it's an
crackles,
infinity.
anti-lag, hard cut for diesel vehicles.
Some want banks after 4K, some wants pops from 2005 to red line, some wants continuous pops, some wants, I just need 3 pops, bro, not more than 3 pops. They count it specifically, 3 pops. As if I'm going to make it pop in second. 3 pops. I got the trick from 3 pops only. I said yes, and of course we did it. That's second trick.
And one more question which a lot of diesel people ask. Stage 2 पे exhaust के बाद काला धुआं. How bad is it?
So
it is bad.
Not actually.
मतलब not for the car, but generally पीछे वालों के लिए.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So why do you get a black smoke in a stage 2 car or a stage 1 car on a diesel? So the stock turbos which is seen on diesel cars are not actually too big. So they can't maintain the pressure till the red line. So the only way to have that power, without having a major dip, all you can maintain that power is using your diesel injection, not like petrols. So diesel injection के साथ you can maintain the power a little. So at that point of time, too much of injection will cause too much of black smoke. At the same time, it makes power.
Me personally, having 2 stage 2 cars, petrol is more fun. Diesel is a lot more torqueier.
Yeah, so diesel boys will always go with the diesel because they love that initial torque. Petrols will never get. Never.
But the top end pull of a petrol.
Yeah, because it revs higher. It revs higher.
कैमरे के पीछे हमारे अर्शद भाई बैठे हुए हैं ना. अर्शद भाई हैज अ डीजल एंड अ पेट्रोल से. डीजल का मजा अलग रहता है, पेट्रोल का अलग. क्या भाई कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे पीछे से?
This Punto is a blast. To be frank, one of the best Puntos I have seen, and it drives too fast. It drives too fast.
चलिए सर, स्पेशल अपीयरेंस बोल. Say hello to the camera. ये हमारे फेमस नेट फ्यूरी साहब है, आज डायरेक्टर ऑफ फोटोग्राफी बने हैं. So yeah, go ahead, do follow him. He has a petrol car, a diesel car, a diesel Swift and a petrol.
Yeah, definitely two crazy projects.
Two crazy projects. Both है hatchback projects. Handle like crazy. और भैया को कभी आप सिटी में देख लिए एक बार तो एक ही बार देख सकते, दूसरी बार आप ऐसा पलक झपके तक भैया गए हुआ है. So yeah, stage 2 काफी लंबा डिस्कशन हो गया. Again, if you are missing out on a few things, please drop your comments down below. एक ज़बरदस्त फिर से एक और FAQ सेशन करेंगे अपन to answer more, because when it comes to the world of tuning, people ask hundreds of questions.
I know.
And we'll try to answer. Yeah,
I know.
I think he's been there, done that. So let's talk about the most infamous of them all, the most controversial तो नहीं बोल सकते, but yeah, stage 3. So
भैया तेरे इंजन हाथ में आ जाती.
कौन सा?
That's what you see from the people.
भाई डेली डर मेरे से आ रहे भाई वो टर्बो और वो. So basically, when someone comes up to you, generally stage 3 वाले खुद नहीं आते, अपने को जाके पूछना पड़ता. Oh bro, stage 3. Oh my god. Full है गलत में रहे. Stage 3.
It's an identity.
It's an identity. Walk it, you talk it. So basically, what is stage 3? And I think, let me just say that stage 3 is the last. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 वो हम लोग बोल लेते हैं, but
So
mainly
stage 3 is called stage 3
stage 3 plus and stage 3 is basically यानी आप गाड़ी में कितना दम है उतना गाड़ी की.
So there is always two different kinds of requirements in stage 3 which I see from people.
नहीं, first what is stage 3?
Stage
Let's begin with that.
3 is nothing but you changing same as the hardware from stage 2, and upon it a turbo upgrade, your sensors
Major
upgrade,
hardware changes.
yes, sensors upgrade, your injectors upgrade. So you know, spark plug.
Engine internals,
No,
that will be 3 plus.
depends on the car.
Like,
What
if
car you
someone
want.
is changing the engine internals, it's
See,
supposed to be
usually
3 or
changing,
3 plus.
forcing your internals, we call it stage 3 plus. That's why you're going beyond out of the box. It's not any regular car which you see. There's something under the hood which can make a lot.
Pop the hood.
Yeah, pop the hood. So stage 3 is nothing but having a turbo, and again choosing a turbo is one most important thing in stage 3. No, you can't get a turbo which is bigger than your head and snap on a car and you call it a stage 3 stock engine. Never. It's never going to hold that. It's not a 2JZ GT which can hold the 30 psi boost, 20 psi boost and stuff.
2JZ, the infamous engine which sadly we never got in India.
So stage 3 is simply the stage 2 plus upon requirements like turbo, sensors, injectors.
Major hardware
that's it.
changes.
Yeah, that's it.
And
So we usually do an OEM plus a turbo upgrades on stage 3.
in German cars,
No, usually on any car, stage 3 we go with a smaller section of turbos, not too big.
and these turbos, again, let me clear this out for you. Turbos generally, agar if it's a bolt-on turbo, it can be controlled by your stock ECU, the manual. But if you are going complete big ass turbo,
Yeah,
whatever,
so once you go with the full frame turbos,
Full
your ECU will no longer can control it.
तो ठीक है, वही चलता है अपन में.
It cannot, because you're going to remove your OEM controlling system and you're going to have an external wastegate, external blow-off valve which runs on vacuum. That's where you need a boost controller or else
And a
standalone
standalone system.
Yeah. Standalone is usually much more advanced than OEM ECUs.
I think we'll have to do a complete series on stage 3 sometime, like standalone.
We
this,
have a
that,
lot
we
of
have
stage
to.
3s. Anyways.
हमारे अन्ना की तो स्टेज 37 है. क्या है?
I'm happy you didn't call it a 69.
Stage 69. Now let me just give you a little more about Anna. You can see his car right there. Anna has done one of the नहीं भाई मेरे हिसाब से the most unique projects I have ever seen, and no, Anna is not sponsoring this video or anything else. I am saying this out of my own level.
You've seen it closer.
I've seen it much closer.
Very closer.
And I've seen the ups and downs and the
Yeah, struggled a lot.
सब जो हुआ वो गाड़ी बनाने चलाने में.
Struggled a lot. Yeah.
Let me just be very blunt. It's a 600 horsepower Octavia with 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Stay tuned. उसका वीडियो separately आएगा. And he's done more than 1 lakh kilometers on a stage 3 setup. After that, the engine rebuild कितना 16-17
So once I have done 1 lakh kilometers with the stage 3, I thought of going for more power. Of course. craving for power never ends.
Never ends.
Never.
Humans.
Never. Humans. We always need more, something big.
Something big.
So then I decided to go with the stage 3 plus. That's where you call stage 3 plus changing your internals.
So his car has नहीं वो वीडियो में बोलेंगे but basically my question is supposed to be how I mean do you think a stage 3 can be a daily driver if maintained like maintenance?
See, stage 3 can always be a daily driver. Again, it depends on what setup you choose it. So that's what OEM plus turbos can always be a daily driver because it's not going to have a lot of boost which can destroy your internals for sure. It can destroy, but the only way you can destroy it is using the knock. So
using lower octane fuel.
Yes. So too much power and tuned on 98 and you putting regular fuel will cause a knock.
So every map is tuned differently. 95
Yes.
is generally what.
So fueling makes a lot of, plays a lot of major role in this cars, petrol cars. Diesels, yeah, you can drive it. You can. You have to, initial thoda lag, you have to live with it.
And do you think like what I felt personally that stage 3 setups are a lot easier to do, not price or cost wise, but a lot easier to do on German cars per se, especially in VWs and Audis because there is lots of parts that a lot of models like say the Golf for example uses the same engine but uses different turbos among all its lineup.
Not the same engine, there is an iterations in the engine. So you take a 2 liter TSI, there is always in VW there are now 3 types of 2 liter TSIs. One is a Miller cycle 2 liter TSI Gen 3V which comes with 190 HP stock. It's not going to handle your 400 HP you throw on it with the lower octane.
These are the
latest
engines.
Yes. And another one is 2 liter TSI 230 and 245 HP in Gen 3s. And another one is 300 310 HP which you see in Golf R, S3, TTS. So they have a little beefier internals. If a factory is giving 60 HP more than what, than the other engine what they made 2 liter, they're going to take a lot of chances which even they won't even take 1% chance which can make something destroyed. So they had an upgraded pistons, they had a rods, beefier rods, and even the compression is different. But the looks of the engine is same,
and it's basically easier.
It's very identical. Yes. So when it's identical, you can definitely start the turbos.
Like a lot of people on the Gen 3 engines, IS12, IS20,
IS12 is what we see in 1.8. IS20 is on 2 liter TSI 230 HP, 245 HP. IS38 is what we see on 300 HP, 310 HP stock. So IS38 will be a bolt-on and it can be daily. Happy. That is the best setup which I have ever driven on my car on a daily basis. Best setup. It drives like an OEM.
And according to you, how bad is the turbo lag with these smaller engines? Generally in India, 2 liter is the max limit we go. We are not like Goro mein
until unless you put something very big. Yeah. So OEM plus turbos will never have too much lag. It's definitely very livable. So currently whatever I have is going to have a full boost by 4,000. So that is called lag because the bigger you go, the lag will be more evident and that's right. So IS38 is definitely not a big turbo. It's an OEM plus. Yeah, it's a big turbo for the the 2 liter TSI 230 HP. Yeah, it's a turbo upgrade. So you say if IS38 is a turbo upgrade for 2 liter TSI 230 HP, then what will be the upgrade for 310 HP which comes with the stock IS38? That's where the hybrid comes into the place, which looks like an OEM. Any turbo, any turbo which looks like OEM and had a bigger impellers, that's called as hybrid. And can be controlled by EC as well.
So I think it's been pretty informative today. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. I hope we've answered a lot of the questions that you guys have. But any more questions, please drop them down. And I'm trying to be regular with my videos. But with all this, one more topic which I want to integrate into this is the safety and nuisance factor, legal issues. So tuning, what I felt personally, इंडिया बहुत चीज़ों में अमेरिका के जैसा हो जा रहा है बट थोड़ी चीज़ों में नहीं हुआ अच्छी बात है जैसा places like in California if you're planning to go with a station or something emission norms they're pretty strict You know, you can have a lawsuit thrown at you or you can be jailed. But in a country like India, they are still not yet enforced. But let me be very blunt and ask a very stupid question. अपना pollution test pass करती stage 2 गाड़ी?
No.
No. So yeah.
But you know, it's in India. You can anyway get a pass certificate by paying 100 rupees.
Exactly. And जब तक चल रहा जब तक चलने दो. And most importantly, yeah, one more thing. Delhi में जैसा scrap का rule आया हुआ है, that's a very sad thing. Slowly, if that rule starts coming into effect, then project cars का scene भी बहुत खराब होने वाला है because latest गाड़ियों में वो मज़ा feel नहीं रहा.
Yeah, because future is hybrid and EVs.
नहीं हो पाएगा. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट वीडियो अपन ये करेंगे कि इलेक्ट्रिक कार मैकेनिक के पास ट्यून होती है या इलेक्ट्रिशियन के पास. क्या भाई? सीधा तुम बाजार लेके जाओ, बैटरी अपग्रेड कर लो. वहाँ है मरान की दाना हुआ 4 सीरीज में लगा दो, खाली चमचा दबा दे, उल्टे से जाना हो. So anyways, I think we'll end the video here today and thank you so much Sriram Anna. He took all the time to come all the way from Kondapur to Madhapur.
Thank you भाई Gandhar भाई.
शुक्रिया भाई. आपका पुष्पा में रोल बहुत पसंद आया हमको. So if you do want to,
yeah, I'm one among the people who are fighting 1,000 people. I'm one among the 1,000.
अंते ऐसा बोलते हो ना because उनको जरा स्टार्डम उतना पसंद नहीं है. That's why very one of the most polite people I've met in my life. He loves Coca-Cola and that's all I know. And he loves tuning
It's
cars.
here.
Yes, it's right here. So thank you for watching. Have a good day and a lot more informative topics coming up. A lot more cars coming up in the future.
Yeah.
अन्ना की वेनोम 600 करेंगे उसके बाद फ्यूचर में और क्या रहता क्या नहीं रहता और वो तो अपने
Lora all-wheel drive.
Lora all-wheel drive
Probably.
स्पॉइलर दे दे रहे थे बताता वो अपनी से रहने वाली है इंशाल्लाह.
And probably a stage 3 spec.
स्टेज
Which I've never done in India.
शॉट हमारे सिस्टम में
Yeah.
पीछे से खाली मुस्कुरा रही. चलो थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग एंड बाय.